Hi there, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this video, I'm going to talk about how Canadians can get vaccinated in the US, and that video is going to come up right now. Canada is starting to roll out vaccines, and I personally haven't gotten my vaccine yet. However, there is one thing about getting vaccinated that makes me feel a little bit worried, and that is that you don't get your second dose of the Pfizer vaccine until 4 months later. At least that's what the government has said currently. Maybe that will change down the road. From my understanding, you're supposed to get the second dose of your vaccine at least 21 days after you got the first one. So I'm not sure why they want us to get the second dose of vaccine 4 months later, other than the fact that we don't have enough vaccine to go around in Canada. So for Canadians who wants to follow the proper protocol when it comes to getting vaccinated, and you want to get that second dose of vaccine, then the easiest way to do it is to go to the US. Now, as a word of caution, I personally have not done what I'm about to talk about right now. However, one of my friends who is a pharmacist has actually gotten his second dose of Pfizer vaccine in the US after getting the first one in Canada. So the outline I'm about to give you right now on how to get vaccinated came from my pharmacist friend who got the first vaccine in Canada and the second one in the US. If I do decide to get the second dose of vaccine in the US, I will follow this exact same guideline that my friend provided for me to use. And what I like about it personally is that you could actually avoid going to the quarantine hotel that can cost you up to $2,000 if you arrive back in Canada by the airport. So the first step to getting vaccinated in the US is to go to a website called vaccinefinder.org. Now you do need to use a VPN because they won't show you all the different pharmacies in the US where you can get vaccinated. So if you use a VPN and pick a US city where you would like to get vaccinated, then it should show you all the different pharmacies you can go to get vaccinated in that city in the United States. Step number 2 is to pick the pharmacy where you would like to get vaccinated. The three main ones that Canadians go to is Walgreens, CVS, which is part of Target, or Costco if you have a Costco membership card. After you've selected which pharmacy you want to book your appointment in to get vaccinated, go to that pharmacy's website directly and make your booking. Now for step number 3, they're gonna ask you for your US address. In that case, just put the hotel that you decide to stay in when you do go there to get vaccinated. Step number 4 is to fly to that city in the US where you would like to get vaccinated. You can use your Aeroplan points or other frequent flyer miles to go book that flight to save you some money. You do need to get a PCR or antigen test before going to the US. My friend said that he took the rapid antigen test because it was quick, it was cheap, and in 15 minutes he got his results. Step number 5 is to go to that pharmacy where you have booked your appointment to get vaccinated. You can be 100% honest with them and tell them you're Canadian, you don't have a US ID or any American insurance, and they have no problem vaccinating you regardless if you are American or not. They will then give you a physical copy of the CDC vaccine card as well as a printed receipt with all the necessary information. And of course, they will also give you an electronic copy of all the necessary information to prove that you've been vaccinated. Now, step number 6, which is the last step, is to cross back to Canada. But if you want to avoid paying $2,000 for a quarantine hotel, then you have to cross by land. So for example, if I decide to get vaccinated in Seattle or Bellingham, then I would have to go to the Peace Arch border by land, cross over by land, and then back into Canada. Canada does require you to get a NAT test from the US before crossing back into Canada. And my friend recommends Abbott's ID Now at Walgreens to go get that test. And once you're back in Canada, you still have to follow the quarantine rules because as of now, Canada doesn't have any protocols for those who's been fully vaccinated. And pretty much this is the guide on how to get vaccinated if you do decide to go to the US to get your second dose of vaccinations. Some Canadians are also going to the US because they just want to get one vaccine. So Johnson & Johnson allows you to just get one vaccine. So if you decide not to get the second dose of Pfizer in the US, then you can go follow that route instead. As mentioned, I haven't done this personally yet, but if I do decide to get my second dose of vaccine after I get my first one, then I will definitely follow this guide that my pharmacist friend provided for me on how to get vaccinated as a Canadian in the US. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And don't forget to sign up to our Travel and Live Free newsletter where you can get a 10-step cheat sheet on how to travel around the world. You'll also get the latest tips and strategies on how to save money on travel for Canadians, how to go on around the world adventure travel for Canadians, and how to use travel to get more freedom in your life as a Canadian. You can sign up for that newsletter in the description below. Until next time, I'll see you then.